Hey superstars, so I am just on my way to a gig, but I have had a day of reflection. So I actually started clearing quite a bit out yesterday. I had some stuff to go to the tip, so I got up in the loft because I knew that there was so much up there that I needed to get rid of. And I started finding old reports and school books and things that my mum had kept for me when I was younger, and I'd obviously held on to them. And I found reports in there, and it's funny that when I was at infant school, so sort of up to the age of 7, all the reports were glowing and I was doing really, really well in my work and everything else, and my mental health obviously seemed very, and as I was reading it I was really happy. But I then found another report from the primary school that I went to, and there was a teacher in particular at that primary school that I absolutely, she was just awful. She was so horrible. I didn't have the best experience at all. When I first started at the primary school I went to, I got on reasonably well because the first teacher we had, Mrs. Underwood, had come with me from South Broome where I had been previously, but it went downhill when I went into year 5 and 6, and this particular teacher just used to pick on me and my brother, and she was all for the academics, but she just didn't want to know. And I remember specifically not being able to do the maths work, and I was really struggling, and I did actually go up to her and wait quietly for her to stop talking to all the academics and giggling with them to ask for help, and she just yelled at me and told me to go back to my seat. And I remember sitting down thinking, well, how the hell am I supposed to know how to do this maths work if she's not going to teach me, she's not going to help me or listen to me. So I then asked one of my neighbours who I was sat at a table with, and she was called Claire, and this is how much I remember. And this Claire was trying to help me, and I then got in trouble for talking. And I then later tried to ask a different Claire that was sat the other side of me what to do, and I was trying to be quieter, but I got in trouble for talking again, to the point where this teacher said, oh, you're going to have to stay in at lunchtime to do the work because you haven't done it and you're talking. And I remember sitting there feeling sick to my stomach the whole lunchtime because I still didn't know how to do this maths, and she wasn't teaching me, she wasn't helping me, and that was largely how she treated me the entire time until she retired. And then when a male teacher then took over, he then realised I was behind in certain areas, and it was all because this teacher wouldn't teach me and was just always yelling at me and being nasty. And she was largely the same with my brother. She just had her favourites and her non-favourites, and it was awful. And so it's just proof of how damaging life can be. So the report that I read from this particular teacher was literally saying that my work was below average, that it was poor, and that I was this, that and the other. And it was actually, quite a horrible report that it made me cry. It did make me cry. And it does make me realise just, I knew that school had damaged me, but it just makes me realise, I did the right thing in pulling my children out to home educate them. But also what it made me reflect upon was how holding on to stuff from your past really does not serve you, because I didn't need to see that, but I did. And although I was obviously divinely meant to, because I'm letting go of my past by getting rid of this stuff. But in reading it, it just reinforced that, I was really happy at my first school, and I was doing really well because everybody there was lovely, and then everything went downhill. And also what happened when I obviously went to this other school as well is my parents divorced whilst I was there, and then everybody started treating me differently because we had to sell our house and then ended up in a council property. So everyone started treating me like I was, I was still the same person. I was still me, but everybody started treating me like they couldn't be around me because I didn't have money and I didn't have this big house anymore, and I was from a broken home. So everything just went wrong at that point, and nothing got better. But I suppose, like I said, the reflection is you can't look back and you can't hold on to things from the past. And looking at these things, I was like, oh, what do I need this stuff for? I don't need it. And all it's doing with me looking at it is bringing back bad memories and stirring up old energies that I just don't need. It's all negative. So it was really liberating to go to the tip because I went to the tip and I was literally chucking all this stuff into the bins going goodbye, goodbye. And it was very symbolic because I was saying goodbye to the past. I was letting go of negative energy that I've held on to for so many years that has not served me and has probably kept me stuck to some degree, reliving and rehashing in my brain those moments that were just awful. And I do take responsibility because I allowed these things to happen to me. I mean, obviously that instance with the teacher, I had no hope because it didn't matter how much I tried to speak up. And I even remember one of the head teachers, I was being bullied by a couple of girls, and it got so bad that I tried to stick up for myself, and then doing so, they then turned it back round and said it was me. I was the bully and I was the one doing it. And I literally remember getting in trouble with the headmistress. She wouldn't listen to me, and she even said that I was a bitch, and she literally called me a bitch, and I was probably 10 years old. And these are the memories that I have, and I thought, why on earth would I want to hold on to, you know, physical things that were attached to that energy, attached to those memories that are, again, energy. I have such good memories of when I was at South Broome, but beyond that, they're just horrendous. I don't have any good memories at all, and I just remember being treated poorly, especially at primary. I hated every minute of it, and it was very damaging. But I do take responsibility in the fact that I allowed it to happen to me, but I didn't know any better at the time. So I also do give myself a break and let go of the fact that, you know, so I sort of forgive myself, and I'm sort of energetically forgiving people, because if you don't, it kind of eats away at you, and you can't move forward. So I've still got more to get rid of and clear out. But the thing is, the symbolic moment is in letting go of the past and saying goodbye and closing chapters out. I'm actually making way for the new beginnings to come in. We cannot make way for the new if we don't get rid of the old. So my advice to anybody out there that's trying to manifest their new life and trying to manifest what it is that they so desperately want, you need to let go of the past, and physically you need to do it. It's not just energetically, but physical things that you hold on to from your past hold energy. You know, it can even be, you know, like you bought a plate set with an ex. That plate set has still got your ex's energy attached to it, and if you haven't got a good relationship where you don't speak anymore, their energy is still in your house. And it's like all the energy that was attached to those school books, you know, the energy of that teacher was still attached to that report, and it was affecting me when I was reading it. And it's obviously still been affecting me in some respects because it's still been in my house, even if it was in a box in the loft. The energy was still there, and it actually feels so lighter today. Even though I've still got a lot to get rid of, it feels like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I just feel like, you know, like a lot happier and clearer in my head. And yeah, it's you know, I've been clearing my house out for quite a long time now, and I've still got stuff to do, and I'm trying to go to just keep what I need and only what I need and what the kids need, and not have anything more than. So the whole point of this video is the fact that I feel so liberated and light energetically because I'm letting go of the past. So to any of you that is awake and is trying to manifest what it is they want in their life, you're not going to be able to manifest it if you don't let go of the past, because it's going to be a roadblock, because you're not going to change your mindset by holding on to the past. And if you have negative energies from the past lingering, then it keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck, and therefore whatever went on in the past, it's still keeping you stuck, but you're no longer that version. You're no longer that person, so you have to let go of that version of yourself as well, because you are no longer that version of yourself. You're a new version. So if you're then making way to become an even better version of yourself, the only way to get there is to literally close all the chapters out and let go of everything, and then you can live and be in the present. Because again, we can't be looking forward and preempting stuff either, because that's when we start getting anxious about everything, and our anxiety and fight and flight goes out of whack, because we're worrying about things that haven't even happened yet. We're worrying about things that we don't even know is going to happen. We're just surmising that, oh, this might happen, that might happen, you know, what if. And you know, as hard as it's been for myself, I'm always saying to my partner, we need to just cross bridges when we get to bridges. You know, we can't cross a bridge if we're not at the bridge. So why are we preempting this bridge that's not even there and may not ever materialize? It's ridiculous, really. And I have struggled with anxiety for years, so please don't think I'm penalizing anybody. I know it's not that simple, and I know living in the society that we live in the matrix that we live in, it's hard to not have these energies around us trying to pull us backwards, trying to keep us stuck, and trying to put us in fear about what might happen in the future. But when you can just be present and in the present moment, that's when, you know, like the term time flies when you're having fun. Well, when you are actually having fun, you're in the present moment and you're not thinking about the future, you're not looking at the past, you're just literally in the present moment enjoying yourself. And that is when everything happens, and that is why, you know, time is it's not a thing. Time is man-made, and time again is an illusion, you know, and so many things are illusion, and all we have is the here and now, you know, and that is all we're living the here and the now. And if we live in the here and the now and we just be present, then we won't end up with anxiety or depression or any of these things, because we're literally just at one with ourselves in the present moment, enjoying our life, especially if we're doing things that we absolutely love to do, and following our passions and surrounding ourselves with people that bring out the best in us. That is all we need to do. That's all we need to do. It's so simple, but we literally catastrophize everything, and we overcomplicate everything, and we overthink, and we just think it's so much harder than it's actually supposed to be. I've followed all these mentors for such a long time, and I used to question, like, well, what are you getting at? What are you getting at? I understand the concept, but how do I get there? How do I do it? But all it is just being yourself, doing what you love to do, not settling by saying, oh, I have to do this. You don't have to do anything. None of us have to do anything. Society might say you have to conform, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to do a 9 to 5, and you have to be a slave to society to earn money. But it's not true. And most of us know that when we're in the present moment doing what we love to do, everything just falls into place. And I think so many people are just in fear and are worried about what might happen, and we just need to stop. We just need to stop, and we just need to have faith and just to trust the process. And I've just seen 222. It's the second time I've seen 222 on a number plate today. So I definitely am in alignment. I'm definitely following the right path, and I'm getting a nod from the universe. So honestly, guys, literally, if there's one thing you want to do to help yourself, get rid of everything from the past that's got negative energies attached to it. Anything that makes you feel bad, just get rid. Even if it's people in your everyday life that make you feel bad, make you feel stuck, just make you feel awful, and you know, give you negative thoughts, get rid of them. Honestly, I know it's hard to let go of people, and it's hard to let go, but you know, you can have somebody in your life for a week that will give you more confidence and make you smile and make you happier than somebody that's been in your life for 10 years. Time, again, it doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't matter how long someone's been in your life. It doesn't mean that they are doing the right thing by you or bringing the best out in you. And you need to surround yourself with your tribe. And what a lot of us forget as well is that as time goes on, we evolve, we grow, we do the inner work, and as that happens, our energy rises, our vibration rises, which means that we're no longer in alignment with people. So even when we're trying to hold on to people, we're desperately trying to hold on, and sometimes we even think, oh, what's wrong with me? Why don't they want to be around me? But really, it's the universe that's trying to take them away from you, because they're no longer on your wavelength. You have to be around people that are on your wavelength, and those people that are on your wavelength understand you, and they understand what you're saying. People that don't understand what you're saying and don't see it just call you a lunatic or overreacting, or, you know, it's preposterous what you're saying. You know, they don't believe what you're saying because they don't see it. They haven't experienced it. They're not in alignment energetically with you. And until they raise their vibration and do the work, they're not going to be on your level, and they're not going to see what you see. So you can't actually do anything about it. You literally, if you think of life as like, we're all on a journey, and we're all on a path, and we're all walking a path together. But some of us get stuck. We get roadblocks because we get stuck in our head, or stuck on hamster wheels going round in circles. And if somebody gets stuck on a hamster wheel, but we get off it and then we start moving forward, but those people stay on the hamster wheel, they can't come with us, but we have to keep walking ahead. So really what's actually happening is we're moving forward in life, but they're staying stuck. But they want us to stay stuck with them. So they start saying all these things to talk us out of moving forward and talk us out of success and, becoming a better version of ourselves, because they don't want us to overtake them and leave them behind. So they just say all this stuff to keep us energetically stuck with them. But then that's when our soul starts crying out with us and fighting with ourselves, and our fight and flight steps out, because our soul is fighting with our ego. So our ego will be like, oh, I feel really bad for that person, maybe I didn't ought to take this opportunity and I'll just stay put. But soul's telling you, no, walk through that new door, walk through that door, take that opportunity, leave that person behind. If they're meant to be in your life, they will do the work and they will come with you eventually. They will catch up. Either they will or they won't. And that's the point. And we just have to learn to let things go, material things go. We have to learn to let people go. We just have to learn to be at ease in the present moment and be at ease with ourselves. We are never alone, really. But we just have to know that we can do this, and it doesn't matter how, I know it feels lonely sometimes, but the truth is, I'm comfortable in my own skin now. I like my own company, and I don't have to be around people, and I don't have to have other people validate what I know already in myself. I already have the tools to do whatever I want to do. I can already be who I want to be, because I just have to be myself and stay true to myself and speak my truth. That's all I have to do in this life, and everything will just flow, and it won't be forced, and all the people that are supposed to be in my life will just flock into my life out of nowhere, and the ones that are supposed to go with me will evolve with me and walk with me, and those that don't stay behind. And sometimes it is just about letting go. No matter how much you don't want to, you have to get what you want in life and to get to where you want to be. It's so simple, but we complicate it, and I did for a long time. But everything is becoming so clear, and just getting rid of that stuff has just made me feel so much lighter, and I don't have as much stress and worry on my system. And that is half the battle, and why we end up so ill sometimes, because the stress just takes its toll. But if you start letting go and just surrendering, I never understood when they said you need to surrender to the universe. I always used to sort of sit there and think I had it down, but then I didn't really understand it. But I actually kind of do now. You just have to surrender in the sense of letting go. So, I'm getting rid of things. I'm trying to go for a minimal lifestyle. I'm letting go of everything that has weighed me down and made me feel like I was not good enough, not worthy, because that is what this matrix is about. But when you start to let go, you start to step outside the matrix and you start to operate like you're never going to get rid of the matrix. You have to operate within it, but you have to be awake. As long as you're awake and you know what's going on, you can kind of manipulate the matrix. You can manipulate it to your own advantage, and that's the point. So you're never going to leave the matrix and go somewhere else. And yes, we're creating the new earth, but the new earth isn't like a whole nother planet somewhere else where we're going to get, beamed up to. It's a case of the new earth that we're creating is on a different timeline, on a different vibration, and those of us that are walking literally on the outside of the matrix are in the 5D, and we are the ones living that lifestyle, because energetically we cannot be touched when we know the truth and we see the truth, and we don't allow fear to rule us, because fear is how you are controlled. That is why lockdowns happened. It was a mass test to see how many people would conform and do as they were told, basically, to see how easy it was to control the collective and the masses by putting them in fear. And what they've done is they've created this scenario where they've said, oh, something's coming to get you and it's going to kill you, but don't worry, we're going to create a solution. But they created the problem in the first place, because the problem never really existed. They created it, and then they created a solution to the problem, because they wanted and this is the problem. Everyone thinks always that somebody outside of ourselves is going to come and save us, that we have to look outside of ourselves and to someone else, a hero, like with all this Marvel and everything else. We all think a superhero is going to flock in and save the day, but really we're our own heroes. We are our own saviors. We only have to basically see through all the illusions and wake up to what's going on to save ourselves. That's all we have to do. We just have to wake up and stop believing everything we're told. But the problem is we're waking up in waves, And some people will never wake up, and the ones that don't wake up could be given all the evidence and literally shown, and they'll still, like, if you said, if they got told the sky was purple, they would go around telling everyone the sky's purple. And it doesn't matter that you look up and the sky is not purple, and you say to them, well, you can see it's not purple, it's not purple. They'll still tell everybody it's purple and argue with you till they're blue in the face that it's purple. So there is no helping some people, and you cannot force people to wake up. So if you've got this far and you've got to this point in my video, then you understand what I'm saying, you resonate with what I'm saying, and you are awake. And if you've literally got part way through and got really irate with me, then you are not awake and you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you just need to scroll past this, because I'm not here. I am going to trigger people with things that I say, because that is the whole point of me. I'm a light worker, I'm awake for a reason, and it's to raise the vibration of the collective, and it's also to shine a light and show the way to those that are waking up and those that need guidance and need support, because we're all at different levels. So we all have to then take our turn at helping those that are newly awoken. Just like people before me have helped me, it's my turn to now help those, and I'm still following my mentors in order to help those behind me. And obviously I'm going through all these experiences to be able to pass on my knowledge and experience to help you, and to understand what I have come to understand, because we all understand things in different ways and in different metaphors. And yeah, so, you know, we're all doing our bit, but the bottom line is you need to let go of the past, and you just need to embrace the present. And when you do that, life will get so much better for you. Everything will start to fall into place, and you will start to trust and have faith in the universe at large, and know that things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. And I never understood that either, but now I do. That even when the bad things happen, it's actually divine protection. Rejection is protection, rejection is redirection. So if something's not working out for you, and you're sat there going, oh, why me, why me? It's not because the universe is punishing you, it's because it's not meant for you, and there's something better out there for you. So if you hit roadblocks, it's because you're going the wrong way. You're following a path, and when you hit roadblocks or you get on a hamster wheel, it's because you've gone the wrong way, and you need to redirect yourself to go a different way to get to where you need to get to, because some opportunities that we pick for ourselves are not actually good enough for ourselves, and the universe has something better in mind. So it's all about mindset, and it's all about how you view the world and how you see the world as to how you feel in yourself. And being positive and a half-class full girl is how I am now, but I was so negative and just stuck in these negative patterns with these voices in my head telling me that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy, and that people hated me, and I felt like a burden. And I did get to a point where I didn't want to be here anymore, but my anxiety and fight and flight always kept me here, and music kept me here, because music helped me to understand my feelings, and it always lifted me out of that black hole. So, which is largely why I'm a DJ, why I love music, and why I use my job as a way to help people heal, and a way to help people find their inner child and remember who they really are. So yeah, so let go of the past, guys. Physically get rid of stuff, because it will help you to bring in new energies and bring in that life that you're trying to manifest. You have to do the work, and when you do, you'll feel so happy and so liberated and so light that it will be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Anyway, I'm almost at the venue, so happy Saturday, superstars.